I have a question. How old do you think you were before you became like fully socially aware of like when you were and were not like, sticking your foot in your mouth or interjecting yourself into a situation that doesn't make any sense? Because like I was recently thinking about my childhood.
I figure that out in the next few years.
Yeah, I still feel like I make mistakes about that stuff.
All right, if we're gonna make a goddamn joke of it, then let me tell you about this embarrassing. let me tell you this embarrassing fucking memory I have.
But he's like, yeah, we're all memeing.
Fair enough. No, I was thinking about like a couple of things from my childhood where like someone else, the adult in the situation, should have been like, don't do that. That's weird. Like that time I went with my mother's special ed class to that aquarium as the
poo girl,
the only one there who didn't have donkey brains. But third grade me thought free field trip. Of course I'll go with the retarded kids. And it's like, but now I'm like, man, like I wonder if anybody was like, yeah, Kyle's with the retarded kids. I think he is one of them. Like maybe that rumor started in third grade and I never knew.
Where did you go that day? Like the park or something?
No, the Tennessee Aquarium.
I guarantee like the employees at that aquarium were like, I can hardly tell.
He asked me for a keychain and picked out his own dehydrated ice cream. Yeah. Yeah. Poor thing. What's he going to do with that keychain?
No diaper bulge? Yeah.
300 keychains on the rack, and he recognized his own name. That one there has got a future.
and like,
he's going to be the best janitor we've ever known.
I don't think janitor to school is the worst job. I don't think they work that hard. What do you push the broom through the hallway?
Lots of vomit and like piss and shit.
Lots or like one a week?
No, like every day. Like
once a day?
Let me see what time it is. My mother teaches in an elementary school. Let me see how often someone shits the bathroom.
Well, that's
shit's all over the bathroom. You mean? I bet it's regular.
I have a question. How often does one of the kids shit themselves in the bathroom and make a huge mess for the janitor or throw up, something messy like that?
Ooh, I'm waiting with bated breath for the response.
Well, we'll see.
I know that like this may have been like late middle school, even early high school. I remember there was this janitor who like got straight up bullied by the popular kids in my grade and the grade above me. Like they would be cunty little shits to this janitor. Like they were rich kids and the janitor was obviously a janitor, not like a middle-aged guy. And I remember like this one cunt, like it had to do with him like not turning on the vending machines or something at the right time, which, when the vending machines weren't turned on, I was like, oh, damn it. I wanted a Gatorade.
Why were they off?
Well, I don't know. I don't know why they were off.
That's dumb.
Like people like bullying this guy, being like, do your job. Like you're a 16-year-old, like berating
hang on a minute.
42-year-old man. Like,
hang on, what time of day was it? What time of day was it?
This was like probably like 2 p.m. It's like towards the end of school. Yeah.
So why are the vending machines not on so that the students can stay hydrated?
It's not like they were off every day. I'm sure they were just out of stuff and didn't stock it.
So the kids would have no way to even plan ahead because it was so random when they would or would not be able to get a beverage.
You're right.
So let's just say my son, my son runs track. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of your student athletes that you're all supposedly so proud of. And after the coaches had him out there running lap after lap, after school, mind you, he ran all the way back because he knew he could get something to drink. Of course, the fountains don't work, but the soda machine's there. Guess what? It was turned off. Why are we turning soda machines up? Are we locking the sugar down in a school? Which do you know what the pregnancy rate among your student body is, sir?
Probably not.
You get that fucking hobo in line, get that machine on and kept on.
I mean but it was a dichotomy of janitors. The one guy, he seemed like a little bit of a simpleton, and I felt really bad for him when he was getting bullied. There
White
was
guy?
they were both guys I'm talking. I know, a tragedy. And then the other guy, also a white guy, he was like a janitor who like when you were a senior, you were allowed to like fuck off in study hall and go do your own thing. Yeah. And you could like even just go to a different area, like the common area, and sit at a table there where there's more space and more privacy. And if like he saw you fucking off or talking to a friend during your study hall, he would come over like he was a teacher and like reprimand you. And that guy sucked. So I guess it's not all janitors. Another movement. Did we learn? Have we learned anything?
She gives me like this terrible answer. I have no idea. I don't have a home room anymore, so I don't ever hear stuff. Okay, well, in your 20 years of teaching, okay, Mom. Well, in your decades of experience, perhaps, how often does that sort of thing happen? I'm having a conversation with someone, and I wanted some data from someone who should be informed.
You bitch.
I get that from doctors a lot. I'm like, hey, you know what? So I have this shoulder injury. What's the prognosis look like? You know, but what will I be like 2 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, 8 weeks from now? Can you help me out? I'm just looking for a little time.
This is a real conference. This is really what I want to say.
And they're like, let me get my crystal ball. And I'm like, am I your first patient? Can you perhaps draw on your 15 years of shoulder repair experience and let me know? No, that you're thinking this is Jackie. It's not. I lean into this. People generally don't try to kill people all the time. Like,
yeah, that's probably more likely.
I don't. DoorDash on the surface seems like an incredibly dangerous job. Going to strangers' houses and knocking on the front door, like you're super vulnerable. Except that people aren't like that in real life. Like people generally don't. I don't hear about DoorDashers.
Yeah.
Well, you're all like, you know, and they have your information and everything. Like if you do something, it's this. They've got you. Like there was the girl that dropped off my food the other night. I was like, you're too pretty to do this. Somebody's gonna grab you. Run.
Run before I change my mind.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I'm glad you got it. Yeah.
You know those people. I don't know the word. Well, I do know the word, but I don't want to say it. But those people where you change the schedule last minute and they freak out and bang their head on the wall and stuff. Mm-hmm. You know those people?
Yeah.
They're known for their strength. They're known for their strength. They're known for no. You know what I'm talking about. They have a special bus.
Yes, I got it after strength.
Yeah, they have strength that shouldn't be underestimated.
Is this a Palestinian thing?
No, it's retard strength.
Because I don't take sides.
What did you just say?
I feel like I won't be drug into this.
I won't be drug into this Zionist propaganda.
I think I would rather eat. I think if I had to eat either a person or a dog, I would eat the person.
No, yeah. I'd eat a naughty dog.
How about this? If you choose person, they're gonna kill a homeless man, and if you choose dog, they're gonna kill your dog, and you have to eat your dog.
Wait. You're telling me I get to kill a homeless man and save my dog?
That's what I'm saying.
Tough one. Do I get money too?
Yeah. Let's bring it down here.
Number 3, a blowjob? God damn.
I think out of you three, I'd want to eat Taylor the most.
I'm definitely the best marbled.
I feel like you have an excellent rump roast that I can get out of you. That's what I'm saying.
One.
I feel like Kyle maybe like 2 years ago. Kyle now, I'm like, this is too tough. This meat, it's like horse meat.
It's chewy.
I would,
I bet it has like chemically smell, like taste.
I would eat Kyle first just for the T bump, right? You know when those fighters go off to Thailand and they're like, I've been eating horse meat the whole time. That's why I tested positive. That's why I'm eating Kyle.
Dude, if you ate a steak of me, you would legit fail a test. There's no fucking way. USADA would be all over you. You had one. I don't think you could swallow one of my loads without testing positive. Like you'd be running hot.
If only there was some way to find out.
I mean,
don't threaten me with a good time. You know, I don't want to get lampooned by Sam Hyde and my fighting skills before the match. Mm-hmm. But I sent it to him, and I think he maybe appreciated that I trusted him in that sense, because he sent me back like a long list of voice memos. It was practically like speaking on the phone. He was like, how long into your fight? And I was like, 7 weeks. He was like, okay, you're trash. You're very bad at this. You look all sorts of fucked up in there. I'm going to have you. If you can't, do you want to come here? And I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, how big are you? He's like 6'4", 270. And I was like, okay, so if I go and I fight Sam Hyde twice a day, every single day for 7 weeks, a single game grump should be pretty easy for me.
Oh yeah, he's gonna take you over the bridge.
I shaved my beard off because I don't want to bring the sauce boss with me. I just got here. Got here. I'm in Cigarette Hooker Hotel. Sam told me to book this hotel. It's terrifying. But if I was,
I just realized this just got a lot cooler.
This is where we do the trading.
Oh no!
If I were to book my own hotel, I know me, I would get like some sick hotel in Rhode Island. I'd be like ordering room service, but instead, like the stench that I know is here, hidden by like perfume made to like hide cigarette and like old vagina juice smell. Yep. It's like I feel like it's just I'm in full beast mode.
Like I said, Harley, it's hard to get up and run if you're sleeping in silk sheets.
Yeah. So I shaved my beard. I left the sauce boss at home, and I'm going to be a pupil.
You know, you really
and I'm going to be a pupil
too.
Yes, that would be cool. I would come to visit you for that one then. 7 weeks of steroids.
I can't help you that, but I know who can.
So is your first day of real training tomorrow then?
This is Sam Hyde. Remember, it's Sam Hyde.
It might be any minute, huh?
It's literally the second I'm done here, I have a mysterious address that on Google Maps looks like a parking lot. And I'm going to meet him there. And I'm like, it'll be about midnight. He's like, that's okay. And I'm like, great. I'm like that too. So I'm like, okay. So I gave the keys of my life to maybe one of the only guys on the internet that makes me feel nervous. That guy. I gave him the keys to my life, and he blocked off the next 2 weeks of his life, and he's got a fucking bonkers life. I don't even know what's happening there, but content is always getting uploaded and shit's always happening on his social media. So I'm going to he's gonna have, you know, his weeks blocked off, and I'm gonna go there, and I'm just like, no ego. I don't care. Like I do make a good student. I knew what it takes to be a teacher, so I know how to be a student as well. No ego. I'm willing to learn. It was very difficult saying to my boxing coach, a pro boxing coach, I'm like, oh, I'm leaving to do a fight camp. He's like, oh, with who? And I'm like, oh, the ghost of Kiev. Have you ever read How to Bomb the U.S. Government? Have you ever read that book?
Is he going to upload this?
Sergeant Maggot?
Like, it's my, I don't know, if I'm reading between the lines, Sam Hyde is like, I'll train you. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to make some dope videos out of this. Maybe?
It looks like, from what I understand, and also I never know what to expect.
Right.
Like I was like, maybe I'm going there and he's just gonna jump me. Like maybe I'm going there and he's just gonna jump me. I'm the one making the videos. I brought a cameraman with me, and everything's gonna be documented. And it looks like that's what he wanted in exchange for the training. It seems. I mean, if he films shit, that's cool. I'm not going to say anything, you know, that's fine. I like the content. But I'm the one that's going to be documenting it. So it'll be, I guess, from my perspective. Yeah.
I have another question.
Can I just say one thing? And you probably already know this, so forgive me if it's insulting. Don't stop rolling ever. There's you need a lot of the camera has to always be recording because that guy's so odd. Sure, that guy, that's legit the guy you're fighting?
Yeah, that's him, like obviously like maybe 9 years ago or something.
Okay. So there's a lot. Is there more of him to
this tweet?
Is there more of him to tussle with these days?
Yeah, if you look up Aaron Game Grumps on Google, you'll just see him. He's like a bigger guy, you know.
Okay.
Like big enough that I shouldn't underestimate him, but not big enough that I would.
That you're afraid to troll him right now.
Yeah.
I do that. I want to do that. See, this goes back to Sam Hyde again. Another thing is I was like, yeah, I've been talking to Aaron, you know, where we said we're going to troll each other online. And Sam was like, you need to stop texting him immediately. You need to start dehumanizing this person because you are going to fuck him up. That is not a human. That's not your friend anymore. That's the enemy. And he said a bunch of things, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to head down there. Yeah, that's what he looks like. I was like, you know what, Sam? I'm going to head down there.
Of things.
He said a bunch of things that really that got me that made sense. He was like, your energy expenditure in this sparring doesn't make sense. People don't understand what it's like to move someone like yourself. Like, I understand that you are not a Dominican janitor. You cannot bounce around. You don't have that body. You can't throw your arms like a little Chinese man.
You're
will never
a
be
V8,
athletic.
Harley. You're gonna burn some fuel, right? You're not a Prius in there. You're a fucking V8.
Yeah.
You're gonna run out of gas if you don't preserve your energy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you're not athletic like that. You're not black. These are not things you can do. And then
did he go over the whole races? Did he explain to you that you're not Dominican?
That whole time I was like taking it. You know me. You know, I'm like my racist radar is like, you know. I'm like, wait, but then he was like, you ever play Elden Ring? And I'm like, go on.
Kyle a little.
Go on.
And we're sitting there, and it's like quiet, and I was just like, what do you think Sam Hyde smells like? It's not a thing you would think of. You would never think of that. And like, smell.
Yeah, we would never talk about such a thing.
No. So, but now I'm like, I'm going to see him, and I'm like, he's going to be so big, and like, we're going to smell him. Like, he's going to be big. Like, you know, when I come into a room, you could smell me. I'm just so much skin, much more skin is in the room now. So you'll smell it.
Harley, do you think different people taste different?
Oh, for sure.
Let me ask you this. Do you think different races taste different? More specifically, I'm going to use a very specific scenario. Just stick with me here. This will be okay. It's not as bad as you think. Let's say a white family adopts like an Asian child and a black child, and you know they live with that family their whole lives, all eating the same stuff, living the same lives, and then I butcher that whole family. Will they taste different because they're a different race?
Do you mind if I fast track to like my thought process that might not directly answer your question, but I've done this debate. Okay. I've decided Indian people taste the best. I happen to very much East Indian. I happen to very much enjoy Indian food, and a lot of my closest Indian friends, a lot of their cuisine permeates through their skin. So if you were to butcher an Indian family, I feel like they're already marinated and spiced. And I think that they will taste better than you.
First of all, Indian people taste like Indian food. That's a given. But I think a white person fed Indian food would taste the same way, is my argument.
You think so?
They gotta be. They have to be fed. But if they're like fourth generation white person having been eaten Indian food, birthed by two white people that only ate Indian food, birthed by two people that only ate Indian food, it's got to go deeper.
Yeah, the numbers are off with the births there, but I get your point.
I don't know about all that, but I'm just thinking about those like what is it that ham, that Iperigo ham or whatever, where they feed the pigs
in Spain,
the acorns, the Spanish acorns. That's all they eat, so their meat is like super delicious and expensive or whatever. Like, I just think that if you took a white kid and you fed him the diet, he's not going to taste any different. I think that all the races taste the same.
I want to eat him the least.
White kids fed Indian food?
That's what I decided. I think I want to eat them the least.
I'd like
Jews included. Wait, I don't.
But are Jews kosher?
Some of them are.
Well, I heard cannibals cannibals refer to humans as long bacon because apparently we taste a lot like bacon. Yeah, and apparently firefighters say that burning human flesh smells like bacon sometimes, or the burn ward of a hospital might smell a little bit like bacon.
Yeah,
it's gross.
So, hey, don't threaten me with a good time. You know what I'm saying?
No, I would definitely eat people if it were like legal and served on a menu. I would try people. I would like to know what people I'm eating though, because like I don't want to eat like a gross dude.
No, see, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be like I wouldn't sit down at the table and they'd be like, you're Asian man, sir, and I'd be like, no, I want a white man. I feel like that's racist. I would be thank you.
How is it any more racist than picking yellowfin tuna over like albacore?
Well, that's specious, right?
No,
it's right though.
Different race of fish.
We are,
but I like to imagine that I only saw his name like hours ago, like right before we started. I didn't see what he was even saying, but I like to imagine that he stays in character and he is hypothetical single Woody, and he's just all aloof and talking about getting. What would hypothetical single Woody call like getting pussy? Like he'd have his own, what would he call it?
It should be like I don't know, like a term that's even older than actual.
Yeah,
Woody.
like
snogging or something. I don't know.
I've been out there swiping strange all week, son.
I like snogging, the British one. Do they still say that?
But see, hypothetical single Woody would be trying to like pick up some Zoomer stuff too. Like he'd want to stay as like young. He'd want to be trying to stay as like young and hip as possible. So he'd be like,
that's some great pussy, no cap, for real, for real. Like that's what Woody would be.
That pussy's goated. Would he say that the pussy was goated with the sauce?
Yeah, he'd say it was after he finished, he would.
Yeah.
I'm looking up outdated.
Damn, bae. That pussy was goated with the sauce. Yeah. Gotta fly, and then he'd be out.
Yeah, just a bunch of Zoomer terms mixed in with stuff from the late 1800s. Ooh, it was called Venus's honeypot in the early 1700s.
I looked. I don't know when this is from, but I guess hot cockles is a thing people used to say.
Hot cockles.
Yo, bitch, let me get some of that quim.
What is that?
Quim.
Quim is pussy.
No, I would, we engaged in services of the flesh or something like that.
How about some coitus, mommy?
How about some coitus, mommy? Let me see those milkers. Yeah. Let me see those big mommy milkers.
I like hypothetical single Woody. He's rad.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that guy.
Dude, hypothetical single Woody is rad.
Is he in the 50? Am I going to meet him?
You are.
I hope. I mean, I hope not because of the
Zach says yes. Nice. Sam Hyde. We were talking. It might have been the Hangout. Which was a blast this month, by the way. And it was about having Sam Hyde as a guest. Do we want that? Is that a good idea? A bad idea?
So I told you how we should handle Sam Hyde as a guest, and I don't want to say it publicly, but I think that is the only way to handle Sam Hyde as a guest. I think, as Taylor has stated, I'm really just parroting Taylor because Taylor knows better. If you bring him on and try to interview him, he won't allow it. He'd just be real weird. And like, who knows what you'd get? He's like an Andy Warhol type character. Like he's just going to give you something bizarre.
Sure.
Not Andy Warhol. I mean Andy Kaufman. Yeah. He's not going to paint.
Somehow I pictured Andy Kaufman.
He ain't painting tomato cans. God damn it! He's being fucking weird. Like Andy Kaufman is like pretty close to like his style of humor. So like you can't interview him and you can't have a real conversation with him because like his thing is counter to that.
Yeah, but he would try to make it slow and uncomfortable and difficult and awkward. That would be his goal.
But I loved my idea, frankly.
Yes,
and nobody else did. And I texted everybody. I was like, here's my idea, and they were all like, "That's amazing, Kyle. You're the best." And I was like, nobody else liked it.
That's amazing, Kyle. You're the best. That's how all of our text conversations go. Kyle sends us a photo. We go, Kyle, you're the best. We love you.
Amazing. I'm just reading it. Kyle, you're amazing. Kyle, you're amazing. Kyle, you're magnificent. It's
nice dick.
Yeah. Nice dick, homie.
Looks same as last time, man. Stop. Kyle, I don't know how many photos you send. It hasn't grown.
Kyle, how much to daffodil are you on, Captain Vascular?
No, I just don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. I think my idea was just brilliant, and everybody was just fucking crickets. And I was just like, that would be so funny. I can picture it, and it would just been brilliant. I'm gonna say what it was. I'm gonna say like my idea was if Sam Hyde came on, without warning, obviously he'd just pop into the call and we'd be recording. There'd be no preamble. Boom, we're recording. And each of us is dressed like a member of the armed services, and we begin actively recruiting him and each of us is giving him a better deal. I'm Army, Woody's Air Force, and Taylor's Marine Corps or whatever, Navy or whatever you want it to be. Pick one. And we would just do that until he quit.
Until he quit. I don't know. He might out-steal valor us.
And then the other thing I said, like, it wouldn't be part of this show because there's no way you could just like interject him into this long format thing. Yeah. It would have to be a separate recording that we edited down and like put at the beginning or the end.
Now,
of
see
PKA.
that's the trick. Like it would have to be a condensed thing like that, and like cut all the jokes in that, because I don't think it would work otherwise.
I think a long awkward cut would be for me would be so funny, because us keeping a straight face when we're talking to him about like career options for someone of his stature, and we're talking about like getting him in the aircraft. Like I
Isn't he gigantic? That's
He's
what you meant by
huge.
He's like Harley
huge.
sized. Like
Yeah.
it would be,
like you're trying to get him in the Air Force. And I'm like, how are you going to fit a man of his magnificence into one of those little bitch made planes? I don't think so. That's a tank commander if I've ever seen one. All right?
tank commander. He's the tank. Yeah.
The Air Force has tanks, probably.
No, I bet that's one thing they
Not
don't
a
have.
That's the line I'm going with.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I mean, look up his appearance on other podcasts. There's one called The Needle Drop Show. It's a music show. I have no idea anything about it really, but he was on this show like years ago, and the guy was like genuinely like, I guess, a fan of his at the time, of Sam's, and was like, I wanted to interview about XYZ, and like the guy was making the mistake of trying to be good faith about it. And Sam, for the first like 15, 20 minutes, way longer than it was funny, he just refused to do anything. And he claimed that this was a real voice. He was a Jamaican white man. And he's like, well, Sam, I mean, I thought this skit was so funny. What'd you think about this? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You must be thinking of somebody else. That wasn't me. And then he just kept doing shit. Like, then the guy's like desperate for content. Like, but you did this, right? No. It's like